Hello everyone, Voodoo here. Happy Sunday. I know we're doing a bit of an extra little weekend video here. And today's video, I wanted to do a bit of a walkthrough, talk over commentary of just like Fel-Scarred in a dungeon. We're gonna have one for Eldrachi as well. I just have to do the Eldrachi stuff, which should be happening. Should have happened this morning and Sunday time stuff. I don't know, weird. But we're gonna start off with going over the build I played, talking about it a bit, and then a little quick commentary over the dungeon. If you like this style of video, let me know. I might do more of them in the future. If you'd rather just watch the dungeon without me talking man over it, I'll link the clip for my Twitch. You can go watch it there if you'd want to, or I guess just leave that a commentary as well, and maybe I can just not talk over it next time. But out of the way, I guess, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get talking about Fel-Scarred in dungeons in the War Within. All right, so this is the talent build I use for this dungeon here. Again, I'm just cooking, no idea if this is good or not, but you know, lots of stuff there. Class tree is standard, not going to talk about it. In the Fel-Scarred tree itself, I made, you know, there's only 3 choices. We're going to talk about that. One choice here between Pursuit of Angriness and Wave of Debilitation. I mean, like, it's a heroic dungeon. I don't really think I need to take Wave, but this is probably very useful for actual keys. I just took the move speed. Here, Set Fire to the Pain is insane. This is such a good talent for taking damage at all in keys, especially if there's any fire damage, right? Because this is just a 10% fire damage DR or a 5% stagger, which is crazy. Really, really good. Soul Leeching thing is just not very good in dungeons, but it can be good in rot fights and raid. And I just took Flamebound because 30% increased crit strike damage means more rage fire damage. You're getting empowered immolation auras from demonic intensity. The sigil can be good as well for mastery, but I think that's more of a single target option. I think this is just really good. The range on it's useful too. Over here, nothing too crazy. You kind of have to take these 8 points at the top of the tree. Glaives are dead, no point taking them, so you got to put the point here. Bottom of the tree here, I did take all of the movement stuff because you are running the immolation aura talents, because you do have the empowered immolation aura stuff anyways. So I took that, ended up taking inertia. Felt pretty good. Not sure if this is correct or not or whatever. I think swapping this out for this is probably a little bit better for more prio damage, especially with the tier set. But I ended up running Blind Fury 2 points just because of, you know, the empowered eye beams you get. Speaking of those, I ended up playing 2 point Cycle of Hatred. Now the reason I did this was for cooldown coverage, basically. 2 points here basically gives you a roughly 20-second eye beam, which means you basically get eye beam every pack or so. No idea if this will be actually worthwhile once we get to real dungeons where things last longer. Probably might be better to just play a standard build like this. But for the time being, I did run 2 points Cycle of Hatred. I did kind of enjoy it. It was pretty fun. We'll see in the long run if this is better. Obviously, we're running 2 points on your enemy. Kind of need to do this. AFI, very powerful with Immolation Aura. You get 2 charges of Immo Aura back with resets. And then any means necessary just makes it Chaos, which is really strong. And this is just a strong Chaos amp. So nothing too crazy here. This is more of a cook. We'll see if Cycle of Hatred 2 points is better than other alternatives. Was interesting for sure, at least. I actually kind of enjoyed it. But with that out of the way, let's hop over to the video and we'll go over some commentary as we go along with it. So see you in a second here. All right, so we're starting at the first boss here because I actually ended up disconnecting as soon as the dungeon started and only managed to get back in once we started pulling here. So this boss, I ended up just metaing as soon as he did an intermission where he kind of goes immune. This is really an interesting boss where you kind of go around. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's happening here, but you go around, you grab those beers on the stand there and you bring them over to the patrons. This goo stuff slows you. No idea what puts it down. But yeah, I see me just kind of running over and bringing them to the patrons. I end up doing both of these. Could probably be a lot of damage in Mythic Plus whenever it happens, but nothing too crazy there. We'll just skip ahead and then he does a frontal and nothing else. But this part of the dungeon didn't really count. I wasn't really part of it, right? Because I showed up so late. You can see there I basically did no damage. But we're going into the actual first real packs here. So I don't have any major cooldowns as we come into this pack. Just have my eye beam, just have immolation aura and stuff like that. But the damage is pretty real, honestly. Even with only like 4 targets, 3 targets, you do your immolation aura, Fel Rush into eye beam with your explosions, and you do a sizable amount of damage. Obviously, you know, had I known the tank was going to pull more, I would have saved it. But you can see the damage is kind of just popping off. The resets feel really good. You can see I just got a Blade Dance reset. You end up getting a lot of damage that way. Trail of Ruin does damage. It doesn't stack, so you kind of just refresh it, which is unfortunate, meaning you lose damage that way. We'll see if they can change that. That might be some feedback I give, but felt pretty good there. You'll see when we go into a big pack. I believe I have burst here, or I might save it for the next pack. But I I-beam back again as well, and just getting that I-beam back every single pack felt really good. The reason I'm saying it might not be as good when we actually do real keys is because of the fact that, you know, these pulls are lasting 10 seconds maybe, right? Like, they're not lasting at all. Don't have I-beam here. I'll get it back pretty quickly though. Basically every Chaos Strike, every other thing I'm using gives me CDR back, and you get more blade dances that cost less, so it works out. I think I again hold my burst here because the pack's half dead already, but you just get pretty good burst with your Demon Surges anyways. Obviously packs die so fast, it's really just right now who's using their cooldowns first. We'll skip ahead a little bit here. So this is the pull where I end up doing all of everything. So I have the trinket. I have a trinket here that's a 2-minute on use, gives you secondaries. I have meta. So what I was doing is I was trinketing, fel rushing with Immolation Aura, I-beam, doing both those Demon Surges, metating to reset both the Demon Surges. I forget about inertia here because I'm like, okay, this is my first burst. And you burst for a lot. Stats are weird on PTR. I don't remember what eye level we're scaled to, but that's pretty sizable damage. You definitely can burst for a ton with this, and then you actually end up keeping the empowered stuff as well. So you're doing a lot of damage during your metamorphosis. So every 2 minutes you are doing like crazy burst with empowered I-beam, empowered Sigil of Flame, empowered whatever, empowered Immolation Aura. And with Cycled Hatred, you end up getting actually like 2 I-beams in your meta window as well. So you end up actually getting a pretty good amount of damage from those. I thought it was pretty fun. There's no animations. Playing Fel-Scarred felt pretty good, but like we really need animations to kind of make the whole thing like pop off, you know? It is pretty passive. I'm forgetting a few stuff. Probably worth it to throw a glaive when I go into combat. We go up here and do this. We'll skip ahead to a boss. So you can see a little bit of single target here. Now I don't have my cooldowns up. They're coming up in about 30 seconds. So the damage you're doing without meta is trying to be offset a little bit because they're doing like the whole like, oh, outside of meta you do yada yada yada. Demon Surge only has a small increase, but it's still like fine. Like that's just with an I-beam, right? Nothing else. And I'm doing okay DPS. Obviously we're with 2 Ret Paladins here, so while I'm out of range trying to avoid all the goop on the ground, they are still DPSing. Death Knights are doing a crazy amount of damage, which like I was amazed by. And nobody has any idea what any boss mechanics are. I do believe I full burst here, I think, on this boss, so we can see kind of what a single target burst looks like. I forgot the trinket. No weak cores will do that. So I spend down, I get everything back, we reset. No trinket, of course, because like why the hell would I do that? And obviously like no Immolation Aura. Wow, I'm playing terribly. Don't play this way. Play good. But you can see I shoot back up, and it actually ends up doing pretty solid single target. The amp that Demon Surge doing 35% more against a single target actually felt much more real than I thought it would, which I guess is like a pretty good thing. We'll skip ahead a bit here, just because we're just running back to the other side here. So this is the B side. This is really cool. But yeah, that single target amp actually felt pretty good. So we're doing a big pull here. I end up getting stunned because of the mechanic I didn't know, but you can see Demon Surge kind of do pretty solid damage here. Obviously the Ret Paladin kind of just popped wings and killed everything, which will happen when key sizes are this low. But that's just an I-beam. You're bursting for like 1.2 with sizable amount of targets. I'm liking our kind of outlook with Demon Surge in this tree, and this is just with like a meme thing. Like Glaive Tempest might be better, Essence Ring might be better. This is just with like more I-beams with everything dying immediately. So I think initial outlook is good. My trinkets are also weird and stats are weird, and it's beta. But Havoc felt pretty fun in this one dungeon I did. There's another dungeon I did where we like really popped off, but that's also because things lasted longer and like everyone just died. So yeah, I might just, yeah, so I just hard meta here without doing the initial burst because there's so many targets. And you can see it does kind of pop off a bit here. I think this is where I get stunned. Yeah, so that circle will stun you. You get trapped in amber. But I'm also like massively slowed here. There's like gigantic slows in this dungeon. So this back half doesn't feel as good, but it's really thematically funny, which I kind of like. Here's like a BEO and like bazookas and stuff, and you know, just generically funny kind of names there. So we're going back down to just kind of another I-beam window here. Everyone starts dying a bit because no one knows what the mechanics are. There's massive, I think I'm slowed by 140% right now or something like that. I don't know. There was like crazy things happening. We I-beam, we got our Demon Surges going, boom, boom. not that visually cool. Again, like the little tiny green things are like fine, but I really wish we had like more, you know, like meta looking cooler. Maybe we look a little demonic outside of meta like they said we would. Just something. You overcap Fury a lot in this build because I'm just dumb, I guess. I don't know. No weak ores turns me into a monkey, right? Playing the game for you, yada yada yada. But we can see again, this is why I was playing Cycle, right? Like my eye beam's already back. We have eye beam back for this pull, so we can Demon Surge and all these little bees, which is pretty good. No idea if that Bazooka actually deals damage to anything else, but whatever. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Fel Devastation does a ton of damage. I think it's actually buffed by the Havoc buff for Abyssal Gaze or whatever, which is weird. But yeah, a little B boss here. Again, I don't have much, but I-Beam comes back up soon. So it's a pretty simple and fun build. I don't know if it'll be very good whenever we actually get to the real stuff, but it could be. And damage seems competitive at least. You do a lot of add damage, which is great with this. Lots of cleave, and your single target seems fine. Priority seems a little lower because a lot of your single target comes from that 35% increase to Demon Surge against one target. But, you know, it's like a Glaive Tempest-esque build in live right now where you have a lot of AoE and cleave, but maybe your single target's not as good as it should be. Also, I do think Dancing with Fate's probably better. I felt like I had way too much Fury in this build, so the 2 points of what I had was maybe not 2 points of whatever Blind Fury maybe wasn't the right move. Coming down to the last stretch of the dungeon here, we go back and kind of fly up, and we have to fight these yes men. This is actually a pretty cool section. So whenever you kill one of these guys, the other 3 upgrade to a harder form. Then you kill one of them, the other 2 upgrade, and then it's like a stacking thing. So you can do a lot of damage to these, but it's actually more worthwhile to just kind of kill one, I'm pretty sure. So you see I end up forgetting my Fel Rush again. Oh, there we go. Boop, boop, Demon Surges. So this is me against 4 targets. We kill one of them, the other 3 like full heal, which is strange. And then we kill another one, and the other 3 like full heal. So I'm not sure if they share health or something, but you know, definitely interesting to see them kind of upgrade like that. It's a cool little mechanic. But you know, 4 target burst was really, really good there, and everything kind of just melted. And this is the last boss. This is the BEO or whatever, I think. Yeah, the BEO. This dungeon is kind of punny. It's kind of hilarious. So this one's just a bunch of bombs everywhere. I have I-Beam back, which again is part of the reason why I liked this build, because you just kind of had everything because it was so fast paced. Hard to say if that's gonna be better. Might be better to have Essence Break instead, or Glaive Tempest instead, or something again. But yeah, so all these little fire things will shoot out waves. So I think the plan is to actually want to burst as many of them as you can, that whenever you get to the intermission where she kind of blows them all up, you don't have to dodge a bajillion waves. More Demon Surges coming up here. We're gonna Death Sweep reset, which feels really good. And yeah, our single target outside of our cooldowns is definitely a little lacking, but boss just kind of falls over, right? Like this boss lasted 10 seconds maybe. And that's the dungeon. So we missed the beginning, so our overall is not as good as it maybe could have been. I'm not sure if this is the overall for the dungeon or not. That's current segment. So overall we still ended up topping, even though we missed the entire first part, which is pretty good. I do open up the breakdown, I think, in a second. I'm just talking, I think, to chat, like silly old me. Or maybe I clipped the... Oh, okay, breakdowns right here. So you can see Immolation or a Death Sweep, Fel Dev, Demon Surge. Now, Demon Surge is normally higher in other dungeons I've done. Fel Devastation did a ton because everything just died so fast. But really good breakdown. Immolation Aura and Ragefire do a ton because of those Immolation Aura amps and the crit damage amps. Demon Surge does a lot. It's uncapped, so like the higher keys you go, the better it will get because you're going to pull bigger, which is really good. Havoc has missed a lot of uncapped sources. Ragefire was really the only one. So now you have Trail of Ruin, you have Demon Surge, you have Ragefire as your uncapped sources, which is really good. Death Sweep blasts because of the tier set. Again, I do think you should play Dancing with Fate, which will make it higher. And then Immo Aura, all the other stuff you get empowered. I-Beam does some damage now. 5% is not a crazy amount, considering Fel Devastation did way more. But I-Beam actually does damage. Inner Demon, which I forgot about, does some solid damage. Sigil Flame is bugged, where it's only the initial hit that actually gets the 30% buff. The dot doesn't. So this should be doing more. But all in all, I think the build is pretty fun. So yeah, I mean, Demon Surge I think is going to be the way to go in Mythic Plus. I think it's pretty simple. I think it's very powerful. It gives us a really meaningful defensive benefit in the delay thing, whatever, the stagger. So really cool, really exciting. Again, if you want to see this full unedited run without me talking over it, it's on my Twitch. There's 2 other dungeons I did that day for Fel-Scarred. If you want to check those out, I think I did Dark Flame Cleft and something Priory, so the whole stream is up there. I'll be streaming again, getting more footage and testing more stuff and be more content. Probably expect a video like this for Eldrachi within the next few days, and then another video a few days after going over feedback. And then we're gonna look at some other specs. I want to check out Monk, I want to check out Vengeance, I want to check out Ret Paladin, I want to check out a ton of stuff. So beta is exciting, lots of content, and I hope you guys are enjoying. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, leave feedback if you like this style of video, or if you rather I would just shut up and just show the unedited footage, but I felt like just kind of talking over it, make it a little more interesting maybe. So yeah, have a good Sunday, happy weekend, extra content, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Also, G Fuel sponsorship, they've been in the video the whole time, so code Voodoo for 20% off. So peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you Sky Elk, Andrew Keenel, 100,001 Zans, Brad Wisniak, Felfa Darren Dark Terror, and Magic Man 133. Thank you all so much. If you want to help support me and help fund the channels and the videos, follow the link in the description to become a channel member and get some cool perks in the process. Again, thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.